will be a dark and stormy night.
Oh, yeah.
Go blue!
All right. I have to bring out the arsenal of the computer.
I just want to point out that these guys are romantically involved.
What? What? Well, define involved.
And they're staying at my house.
Sorry, I'm trying to find it. I don't have a book like all you do. Hey, I know what I'm looking for. Off the music. Come on. This is terrible.
Should I go?
Yeah, can you go?
I can go?
That's so sweet. Thank
I'm going to
you.
go. Okay. This is
Look at him.
this is what
What a mensch.
partners
What a
do
mensch.
for each other, as you can see. Is that my... Okay. All right? Okay. You may have noticed that I brought one poem up with me because I knew which one I was going to read. Because it is a baseball poem, and baseball is life, and so it contains everything. Any topic that could have been mentioned would be relevant to this poem. This poem was originally called A Dark and Stormy Night because it is about a baseball game that was played on a dark and stormy night. But it's now called Homer.
This is like cheating.
It is,
Getting the
it's
curry
like
and the paper.
cheating? Okay. Homer. Homer. Come on. All right. Schliemann is outside digging. He's not calling a spade a spade. The stadium where the Greeks once played used to stand on this very spot. Each night, Penelope, operating in mythical time, unspools the light gray orb Schliemann has just unearthed. Come daylight, her hands will re-stitch it. The suitors sigh, waiting. And each night I'd watch as my hero curled himself round home plate, as if he were going to bat for me. And I'd hold my breath, knowing a strong enough shot might be heard round the world. One must imagine Penelope. One must imagine Penelope happy. One must imagine Schliemann excavating the dugouts and outfields of Troy, carbon dating the box score stats and the ticket stubs he pulls from the lurid dirt. He rubs the remains of Achilles' rage on his white shirt. What does not kill you can still hurt. Penelope's suitors are striking out, one after another, their sad swings and misses. They can't even get to first base. She'll cut the stitches once more, then blow them all kisses. Odysseus won't care that the orb is undone. He'll take a swing at it with all his might. The ball takes flight. Odysseus takes flight. It feels to Penelope like he's been gone since the dawn of mankind, but he's already zoomed round third and flies like an arrow toward home. As the unearthly orb trails its guts in the air, the yarn fanning out like Penelope's hair, not knowing yet whether to fall foul or fair.
Could be a long drive home. Fortunately, it's my car. This is a metaphorically dark and stormy night for those of you in the audience who've raised an adolescent. It's called Adolescence. I'll see you in spring, they always say, and then don't. They have gone down the lane and out into the sweet air in search of a thicker magic. They tell you they are one of the 18 species of birds who have invented their own language that you will never learn how to learn. You wait at the window in a smocked dress, painting lilies without crumpling. The gingerbread goes stale and the candied eyes crack. 10 minutes ago, in the city of childhood, they lay like orange kittens on your snowy breast. Now, here you are in the rainy light, cradling an oven-warmed stone. Everywhere there are statuaries of families singing, and you trespass just to hear the old songs. I'll see you on the sea, they say, but they float past on a raft made of sticks with a shipmate named Blackheart and tins enough for months. You wait on the tiny island with a nest of sparrows in your hair, waving every time you see the gulls. The sun rises, the sun falls, the world darkens in the glassy inlets, and you knit pea-sized sweaters in the white-capped waves. Now you endure the long hope of becoming a bird who can spot the pinprick of their body crashing against the rocks. You'll see, I will come back, they say, tripping over the graves in shoes light as pumice in their hurry to get into the forest, down the trail and into the woods and far away from you. You make candy light and thin as glass and hold it up to watch for their light amble. You lay awake under the flickering stars, believing that in the contest between the mountains and the wolves and the child will breakfast with the wolf and not within the wolf. I'm never coming back, they say, and when they return, you are just about pewtered with grief. They are strange to you, full of mud and locked like thieves, hiding between languages. You are the uninvited guest of your own sweet home, clattering about like a china tea set as they burst from the cobbles like terrible Gollum. It is all you can do to rise into the air, invisible to clay and mortals, singing of their singular brightness.
Get a room. Heather and Troy. How about the 8th inning, Brian Murphy?
Well, this one's awkward because it's like getting in the middle of a domestic dispute, right? Troy? You know, it's like that scene in When Harry Met Sally when they both call their other couple and they're each telling their story. And whose side do we take? You know what I mean? Carrie Fisher, or was Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan calling their friends. So Heather and Troy, lovers, friends, poets. What do? You know, so let me preface this by saying you're both winners in my book, all right? All right. Well, Troy, I mean, what are you going to do, dude? I mean, you just brought the hammer down with all your baseball metaphors. The shot heard around the world for us Giants fans. Thank you very much. I love the phrase, what does not kill you still hurts, because Game 6 of the 2002 World Series still hurts. 1993, winning 103 games and not making the playoffs still hurts. So that ruled. That was great. And the foul or fair made me think, does this poem still relevant in the era of instant replay? You know, at the end, because we could go to the video at this point now. So all those positives. And then Heather came strong with all the adolescence. This is, of course, Dark Stormy Night. Adolescence, the uninvited guest in your own home. I'm never coming back. It reminded me of a team that had a really bad homestand. You know, they had like a 9-game homestand, went like 1-8. That's what adolescence was like. So, plus, I'm not going to lie, Heather and I talked before the event, and we said if you guys square it off, I said, chivalry is not dead. I'm voting for Heather. Heather gets the win.
Well, I have a little bit of a confession. I don't really remember much of either of the poems because I was still kind of awestruck when Becky announced that Heather and Troy were lovers. Because, Troy, that is not what you told me on that beach in Maui. asshole. I heard something about Greeks and Penelope and, I don't know, shipmates and pirates. Who can judge? Troy's poem made me think, because about Penelope, it made me think of Wallace Stevens' unbelievably beautiful poem, The World is Meditation, in which he imagines Penelope waiting for Odysseus to arrive. And he did tell me at the beginning that I was the Wallace Stevens of judges, and Wallace Stevens is my favorite poet. But Heather has that line, in search of a thicker magic. Who is not in this room in search of a thicker magic? Raise your hands if you are not. Yeah. Enough said. He's not in search of a thicker magic? Talk to me after this, Hambone. Vote goes to Heather.
So I thought it showed a lot of hubris on Troy's part to feel like if he had a baseball theme that he could curry favor with the judges, no matter what the topic was. I don't know about that. And Heather, so many beautiful bird and sea images, nest of sparrows in your hair, and another portrait of the strangeness and beauty of children who grow away from us. Really, really lovely. But Troy also, I mean, his name is Troy, and he had all that imagery of Achilles and Odysseus and Penelope, and I just could not stop thinking about how perfect that was. So I'm giving it to Troy.